Hey guys, this is the famous Raj back here with another video, and today we're going to be covering the Brodie Lee celebration of life. So if you didn't know, Mr. Brodie Lee, or in real life, Jonathan Huber, or if you watch WWE, Luke Harper, passed away on December 26th from a non-COVID related lung issue. Very unfortunate news. So AEW has decided to make a special episode in his memory, and that was what happened this past Wednesday. So also, if you're wondering why you're seeing like Rocket League gameplay, it's due to the fact that I might have messed up with my whole Creative Commons images. I don't actually know what I'm doing with when it comes to copyright, so I'm gonna be researching that. But until then, you're most likely just gonna be getting like Rocket League gameplay or any sort. Like if you guys want a comment game, and if I have it, I'll play it instead. But anyways, we'll hop into it. All right. So the show started with a 10 bell salute where Brodie Lee's kid, Brodie Lee Jr., was actually at the front, and it was actually sort of really sad because his kid was actually there, and it was a nice gesture by AEW, right? So basically, there was a 10 bell salute, they had some tribute patches, and then we had the first match, which was Colt Cabana of the Dark Order, the stable that Brodie Lee led, and the Young Bucks versus Hardy Party, which is Matt Hardy and Private Party. It was a really fun match. It was actually pretty good as well. And at the end, the Young Bucks hit the BTE trigger, and Cabana pinned with like a sort of roll up looking pin for the win, right? And then in a bit of storyline development, we had the Acclaimed coming down, and then SCU, SoCal Uncensored fought them off, right? Pretty good. Yeah. I'm not going to be rating any of the matches because it just feels sort of wrong. So yeah, but I liked it. Pretty good. After that, we had Lance Archer, Stu Grayson, and Evil Uno versus Eddie Kingston and Butcher and the Blade. Eddie Kingston, with the amazing promo work he does, was able to slide in a tribute to Brodie while still making himself seem like a heel. He basically said he misses Brodie, however, the Dark Order is nothing without him, right? So it was a pretty fun match, and it ended with Stu Grayson and Evil Uno hitting their tag finisher for the win. I liked it. After this, we had the good. So we had the good, bad, and Hungy versus, which is Hangman Page, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds versus the Inner Circle, which for today was MJF, Santana, and Ortiz, and then Chris Jericho was actually on commentary for the whole show. So it started out with Silver wearing the attire that Brodie Lee bought for him back in March as like a thing when he found out that he was going to be working with him. And then this was really funny because he actually used the papers on, I think it was Ortiz, and it was really entertaining because if you watch BTE or Being the Elite, it was something where in all of the segments, Brodie Lee would always get mad and like slap Silver on the head with the papers. Pretty entertaining. And then after that, Wardlow interfered to try to help the Inner Circle, but then Eric Rowan made a one-night appearance. Well, it was Eric Redbeard, but it was funny because Chris Jericho kept on screaming Eric Rowan, but Excalibur tried to correct it because he was known as Eric Rowan in WWE, and you're not allowed to say the previous name, right? Because WWE owns Eric Rowan's name, or that name. So, odds are they're not going to get in trouble for it because it was a tribute show and that was just like horrible, but like it was entertaining to say the least. And then Eric Rowan fought Wardlow off, and then MJF took the mask off that Brodie Lee Jr. was wearing at ringside. He's the best heel in the business. So then Brodie Lee Jr. had this kendo stick in his hand and he whacked MJF on the head with it, which was awesome. And then Good, Bad, and Hungy won, and they celebrated with Rowan, who was holding a sign that basically said, I'll see you down the road, which was a really nice touch. And so yeah, pretty good segment. I loved it. Best segment of the show in my opinion. Then we had Anna Jay and Tay Conti, two members of the Dark Order, versus Britt Baker and Reba, who is Britt Baker's assistant. It was a good match, and Anna Jay won with the sleeper hold on Reba, and then after that, Rosa attacked Baker. I really liked the match. It was one of the better ones. It advanced two storylines, so I liked it. Good segment. And then after this, we had the Brodie Lee Jr. Dream Match main event. So basically, they allowed Brodie Lee Jr. to pick who was going to be on Cody's team. So it was Cody, 10 of the Dark Order, and Orange Cassidy. Wait, let me correct that. He just chose Cody, Orange Cassidy, and 10. He chose all of them against Team Taz, right? So it was a really good match. I enjoyed it. It was really emotional. And it ended with a nice touch when, what's it called? Everyone hit their finishers on Starks to win, right? And I'm pretty sure it was this match where, what's his name? This guy, I forgot his name. The referee Basically, he did a discus 3 count, so it was outside the ring, and Brodie Lee's finisher was a discus clothesline, and he basically went a discus motion into the ring to count the 3, right? So it was a really good match. Afterwards, Cody, no, it wasn't after this. Team Taz attacked, right? And then after that, what happened was Darby Allin came, right? And then Sting came right behind him, which basically signified the formation of them as like a duo officially. And that was really cool. And to fight off Team Taz, because they attacked. And then afterwards, Cody called Brodie Jr. to the ring, where he left Brodie Lee's boots in the ring, and then Tony Khan crowned him TNT champ for life. So you know, they are not retiring the actual championship, they are just retiring that current version of the belt. So odds are on January 13th, when Darby Allin defends his TNT title against Brody and Brian Cage, you're going to see the new version of the belt, right? It was a really good show. It was very respectable of AEW to do this. I think it was really good. And it was a really good show. So now we're going to hop into what the card is for next week. The card for next week is New Year's Smash Night 1. So we have Cody versus Matt Sydal, 8-man tag, which is the Young Bucks and SCU versus the Acclaimed and the Hybrid 2. We have Shida versus Abaddon for the women's title. We have Hager versus Wardlow in a fight between those two in the Inner Circle. Mox is going to return after like a month hiatus from losing the title. And then Kenny Omega will face Rey Fenix for the world title. Really good card for next week. And if you like this content, please make sure you like, subscribe, do anything you guys can. I really appreciate all your support in general. Peace.